Hello, my name is Ashton, and in this episode, I will teach you about how Booleans work in Scratch. A Boolean is a value that is either true or false, and in Scratch, they're represented through these hexagonal shapes. When run, each checks something to see if it is true or false. For example, if I press key pressed, it will check to see if the selected key, in this case space, is pressed. I'm not pressing space right now, so if I press it, it will return false. But if I'm holding space, it will return true. Each Boolean block checks for something different, but I won't be explaining every single one here as there are too many for this one video. Instead, I will be making a follow-up video later on covering all the different Boolean blocks. Booleans most notably differ from other blocks in that they cannot be connected like normal. They cannot be put on top of or beneath other blocks, but instead must be put inside this gray hexagonal area certain blocks have, as so. Now, there are 4 different blocks Booleans can be used with. The first, and most important, is the if-then block. Just like the loops I mentioned last episode, this block can have other blocks put inside of it. When run, if the Boolean is true, then the code inside of it will run. So if I'm pressing space and then run this, the sprite will move to the right, as so. If the Boolean is false, however, then the code within the if-then will not run. So I'm not pressing space right now, and if I click it, nothing will happen. The if-then-else block works the same way with one key difference. If the Boolean is false, instead of not running anything, the code in the else area is run. So if I just bring this over here, if space is true, then the cat will move to the right, but if it's not true, then it will say hello. So I'm pressing space, the cat will move to the right. If I'm not pressing space, the cat will say hello. The repeat until block is a loop block, but rather than running based on a number, it instead repeats until the Boolean input is true. So let me just move these over here. This block will continue repeating the code inside, in this case the cat will continue saying hello, until this Boolean is true, in this case until the spacebar is pressed. As you can see, it's saying hello, but if I press the spacebar, the cat will stop saying hello. Something important to note, if the code the block is running is not fully done when the Boolean becomes true, then the code will continue until all of the blocks have run, which is why it didn't stop instantly when I pressed space. If the Boolean becomes true, but is false by the time the code finishes the loop, it will continue looping. So, if it's saying hello, but I only tap spacebar while it's in the middle of saying hello, it will not stop. The wait until block is a wait block, but just like before, it runs based on a Boolean rather than a number. Let me just grab the Boolean again, and then the change x. It will stop the code until the Boolean becomes true, at which point the code will run again. So, it won't do anything until I press the space bar, in which case it will move. As so. With that, you now know how Booleans work in Scratch. Thank you for watching.